Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, we're in the month of December that is ending pretty soon, right? The year of 2021 is ending, and so we're entering the year of 2022 in a couple of days. And today is a beautiful day. I'm actually kind of picking up my pieces together because I'm about to move in a couple of days. And today's a beautiful day, so I can't wait to go to the beach, the sunshine. But the energies are again intense, of course, and everything is amplified. Everything that needs to go needs to be released. Everything that needs to be embraced, acknowledged, right? Also, the darkness and all the misqualified energies and miasma and all these wrongdoings. Okay, this is all coming to the surface, whether here in our personal lives or the nation of the planet, right? But it's also planetary. It's universal, it's galactic, it's cosmic. So, and we have to do the inner work. We have to first really, take care of ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves, do the healing work, the transformational work, or, this is kind of what I do, the planetary healers and holding the high frequency here, plasma, light. Right, activation is happening right now. Our DNA is being calibrated and restructured because we're going back to our original divine essence, okay, with 12 strands of DNA, with crystalline heart, with plasma light body, and having direct connection to God, to source. So again, I'll talk about the Ascension protocol and go over the notes that I did in my previous video. I know it's not really that much positive, but for me, in order to really make a difference and do all these changes and healing and transformation, it's very good to have this kind of knowledge and awareness so we can transmute as much as possible, so we can exit the phantom matrix with these metatronic reversal codes with the wrong mathematics, right? That's why our consciousness been hijacked, we've been dumbed down, and we've been disconnected from our soul, from our oversoul, even from our star family, our galactic family, okay? And the knowledge been wiped out since the floods back then in Atlantis with the Luciferian covenant. So we'll do that. So see how everything unfolds. My videos are for educational, entertainment, informational purposes. So please, take only what resonates with you. Don't take it personally, okay? Because I'm sharing the information through my soul signature, energy signature, through my filters, right? Those are my perceptions. This is my world. Hi. We're the Indigos. We're the star seeds. We're the guardians. We're here with a specific mission to exit the matrix and to actually ascend, and the transition is happening, right? We're freeing ourselves from the 3D matrix, low vibes, low frequency vibration, and we are going to the next harmonic universe number 2, soul connection consciousness expansion, which is the 4th dimension. That's the heart chakra. The 5th dimension, throat chakra. And the the 6th dimension, that's the third eye chakra, right? The indigo, that's the soul matrix. But of course, for us, finally the stargates are open, right? The 12 frequencies are here supposedly since 2000, but I'm sure there has been also lots of again, invasions happening since that. They're trying to divert us from this ascension and from advancement, from evolution, and the Illuminati. I mean, the negative ones, the fallen ones, right? The Leviathan raise the ball. They want us to be in those low state of frequency vibration because they need our energy, they need our DNA, right? They've been doing all kinds of horrible experimentations on us. Also, the Anunnaki fallen ones creating with the Dracos and reptilians aliens creating the master rated races. Okay, so and the entire story in Bible is convoluted, is distorted. So I'll go over some of those notes so you'll see. But again, I'm telling you, only take what resonates with you. Okay, this is my story, this is my world here, so welcome. Mystica here, esoterica, exopolitics, and really being connected to the rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains. Okay, so for me, the yoga science and the Ayurveda cooking, that's been a major theme in my lifestyle, and practicing all that, learning all that. So this is where I am coming from. So again, my video is not for everybody, right? And because we are very powerful co-creators with the divine, mindfulness is extremely important. We're watching our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. Okay, what are we projecting? Are we projecting things from that space of being hurt, our spiritual wounds? Or I'm sure they're extreme. Some people are still dealing with trauma, drama, with all kinds of fluctuations, right? I mean, up and down, and lows and highs. That's why the middle path, the 0 point balance, divine neutrality, right? The yellow brick road is the way to go. Even Buddha was saying that. Okay, and yeah, so that's why we have to be now extremely careful what we are putting out there, because everything comes back to us, everything is accounted for, right? Study the universal laws. I'll go over the Ascension protocol, so everything is there. And here we go, time to center ourselves. Okay, be in a comfortable position. The spine usually needs to be straight, and feel your heart. Focus on your breath. Long, deep inhalation, your pulse, and then long, deep exhalation, right? Just feel the flow of prana, of chi, of your life force, of your energy. So bring the attention into your heart, that sacred chamber of your heart, with that sacred spark, the divine spark with the eternal living light. Just feel your true divine essence from within. Very important to also ask for protection. So I will invoke that violet flame. Remember, there's a 12D shield of protection building technique from Lisa Renee, Energetic Synthesis. That's her website. Beloved, I'm presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved, I'm presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved, I'm presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. So that's the invocation of the violet flame, of transformation, transmutation, of freedom, of liberation, of forgiveness, of mercy, of divine grace. Right? We're implementing the Galactic Codex. We're aligning with the law of one, the cosmic sovereign law, because we're going back to the original divine blueprint, Christos, 12 strands of DNA, the Emerald Covenant. That's how it was established here in this 15-dimensional time matrix, the Christos founder races, with a free will time matrix under God, the law of one. Remember, we are multidimensional. We are spiritual beings having human experience. We're 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. Please join us for the Unity Meditation with Sandra Walter every Sunday to resurrect your DNA or update your DNA. We are going from carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA through the bioregenesis and reprogramming. We've been programmed here, mind-controlled, with all this MK Ultra, Nazi, the Orion group, the gray aliens, the gray collective, with their highly advanced technology, exotic weapons, psychotronic weapons, directed weapons, their nanotechnology of that metatronic reversal of that negative faction. Okay, talk about the fallen ones, the fallen Anunnaki, the fallen Elohim, the fallen Dracos, the fallen reptilians, just creating havoc on this planet, in the solar system, in this galaxy, in the Milky Way, with their beast machine, right? This is all ending. But we have to do the work. We have to activate our DNA. We have to be in our balance. The polarity integration, extremely important, because there is a bifurcation of consciousness. Okay, now we will see who is who and who is choosing what, right? Whether the ascension, the organic ascension timeline, or whether they call it descension, or just kind of being inertia, not doing anything. So let's go and do the good fight the good fight, but not with like those weapons and with anger, but actually having peace in our hearts, peace that passes all understanding. That's why it's so important, that inner work. Know yourself and be free. Okay, know that the kingdom of heaven is within, right? Yahshua, that was the avatar 12D who ascended. He was not crucified. And he was spreading the teaching of the Essenes, the ancient times, and also the times in Atlantis. And he was there 2,000 years ago to activate the stars. That was the stellar activation. And guess what? The same thing is happening now, right? There's this reset of the cosmic cycle. We're exiting the Kali Yuga, entering the Satya Yuga, right? Satya means truth, and that's going to be the new golden age, of course, of Aquarius, and it's going to be time of peace and harmony, unity, Christos Sophia consciousness, right? That's what we are bringing here through those cosmic waves, the plasma light activations happening, right? From the solar light, we had the solar flares and all these corona ejections. Okay, so that's why we have to be in our heart, be in our center, take things easy, go back to basics, be simple, humble, right? We're walking in those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude and compassion. And just know that all is well. Sending prayers to the rest of the world, right? All the people on earth, may all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Amen. Namaste. So let's go back to the Ascension protocol. I actually mentioned some of those bullet points or my precepts, right? We talk about the 12D shield of protection and the unity meditation. That's Sandra Walter every Sunday, 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're building the momentum. We've been doing it for almost 6 years. So very powerful vortex of energies, So yeah, remember, we're with this new DNA, the activated DNA. We're opening all these portals, right? Those are the key codes for us to also travel and be multidimensional and to teleport. And those negative ones, they are stealing our DNA, raping women, abducting children. So anyway, that's the negative faction that we actually need to acknowledge in order to transform and transmute it. And that's why I talk about those kind of things, why to do it, why is it so important, the quantum manifestation, right? We need to deconstruct this old way of thinking and feeling and lifestyle, and this with this draconian measurements, this kind of Draco reptilian, the fallen Elohim, the fallen Anunnaki kind of lifestyle of perversion, of distortion, the dumbing us down with all these horrible chemicals everywhere, right? And the pandemic, that's actually it's AI, the hybrid nano technology. So we need to raise the frequency vibration. We need to purify our bodies. We have to purify our mind. We have to do the work, okay? And Marina Jacobi talks about the technology of ETs, okay? The difference between the AI that is connected to God, to source, right? That is part actually of the organic timeline of the Ascension, building the futuristic cities of light, of crystals. And then she talks about the AI that is disconnected from God, from source, used by the Cabal, the Illuminati, by the Black Dragons, the hybrids from the Wisa deck, from that Wisa system, and from the Phantom Matrix, right? Those Luciferians, those Satanists, the pedophiles, okay, the negative faction, right, of the Dracos, of the fallen angelics, and so on. So that's why it's so important to to understand that, because we are going quantum, we are going galactic, and now there is so much science behind it, because there's a traditional mainstream science that's been also distorted, right? And again, if you don't do the inner work, if you don't meditate, how in the world can poke through that 3D matrix? You need to poke through that hole of all these lies and deceptions and of total nonsense, okay? Because we already had that technology here, the ancient times, but even recently in 20th century, whether it was Nikola Tesla, right? Dr. Reif, and those other doctors and scientists inventing orgonite, healing our light body, right? And curing us from cancer back then in 1920s, right? Where's all that, right? These people were mistreated. So that's why we need to end this genocidal agenda, all these holocausts, right, from those dark ones, from the elite of the negative fleet, okay? Those Luciferians and pedophiles, they think they own this planet, that the people, humanity, is their slaves, right? And they think they can control the entire matrix. Now, so that's why very important to really choose wisely. The ascension timeline is here, the organic ascension, okay? The energies are here, the resetting is happening, the activation of our DNAs has been humongous, okay? So going outside, doing the inner work, right? The activation, the meditation, extremely important. The 5D protocol, right? The people from Telos, the inner earth, they're also helping us with the ascension, with the transformation, right? There's a portal underneath Mount Shasta, California, guys, and there's this beautiful book, Revelations of the New Lemuria. And then of course I talk about the protocol of the fifth dimension, right? You're asking yourself each and every day, who am I? Why did I come here to this planet? What is my mission? What are my gifts and talents, right? What is my passion? What I really love to do, right? What are my hobbies that I can share with others? And then, of course, the soul communion is the key. You call upon your soul, you blend with your soul, you invite the soul back into your heart. You're the light of the soul, okay? So then we talk about balancing karma through nutrition. That's a book from magenta pixie, lessons from a living Lemuria. Okay, and we are resurrecting also the energies of the divine feminine. Okay, and let me see, the cosmic wisdom, right? It's coming online, the divine mother, the Holy Spirit. And it comes the magenta, it's a magenta color, but it's kind of similar like the violet flame. That's why this old programming and this old energies and this negativity, all this miscreation and all this distortion, right? We can actually release it even from ourselves, from our energy field, from our light body, from our emotional body, mental body, astral body as well. Okay, and there's a science behind the invocation of the violet flame, Yanakalai. That's my website, yanakalai.com, and on services you can even look at my video, a violet flame invocation. And on my Ascension page, you can find the Unity Meditation with Sandra Walter, or Three Hearts Meditation, right? Where we're connecting or reconnecting with the crystal core of Mother Earth, and of course with the cosmic heart of Father, Mother God. So sacred connections, reconnections, extremely important, remembering who we are, okay? Because our history has been destroyed, and these things been happening for quite some time. So it's all about really resurrection, healing, and transformation, so we can finally feel our true divine essence. I talk about the Galactic Codex, right? The implementation of the Galactic Codex, the New Earth jurisdiction. Again, you can find it on my website. It's the creed or the treaties for the New Earth jurisdiction. I can go over some of the notes as well, of course. Then I talk about the 8 steps of yoga, the ancient science of the Rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains with all these morals and ethics, okay? The self-study, self-exploration, surrendering things to God, to source, to what is, right? It's just very, very important. It was for me, because sometimes some situations feel they're insurmountable, and we all are going through challenges and difficult times, tumultuous times. Some people are really struggling, so remember that God is with us, right? We're walking now with Christ in those energies, of faith and trust. So we need to practice all that in order to manifest that, building the momentum. That's what Marina Jacobi teaches in her quantum protocol, quantum manifestation. And of course, I love Ayurveda. Last time I mentioned, I think, the word Triphala, right? The digest for the digestion. I've been using Triphala actually since 2004. Then I kind of stopped. There was like a break, and it's just doing so well with cleansing of colon. Of course, I'm vegan. Sometimes I have butter. I've been drinking distilled water for quite some time. I've been vegan since 2016, most of the time, except ghee and butter. But also being vegetarian, that was simultaneous. I mean, that was natural, be vegetarian. So when I moved to Prague, right, I was 21. I left my biological family, right, full of dysfunction and distortion and all this raging, right? So I could be released or relieved. I just went pretty much on vegetarian diet. But and that's also where I started learning yoga and Ayurveda. Back then it was 25, more than 25 years ago. Okay, so that's my lifestyle, that's my background. And again, I'm not giving any diagnosis or prognosis. Okay, my videos are for my soul tribe, right? It's for evolved souls, the star seeds, indigo, and the empath sensitives, the guardians here, the volunteer soul. Okay, so that we know that this is not normal to live like this. And also, of course, those whistleblowers and guys in the military, veterans who went through horrible abuse, this satanic ritual abuses, the cult of skull and bone, and what they do to our children, drinking or blood, harvesting adrenochrome. And when you join military, you're joining that whether it's the Phantom Matrix or Visa deck, and they're coding you with anti-life, antichrist codes, okay, and you're running the reversals, the metatronic reversals. So that's why we'll talk about the bioregenesis and about deprogramming, okay, especially the subconscious mind, from all this MK Ultra, right, Mockingbird and Montauk and Monarch, okay, with all these planetary corporations. They're connected to the military industrial complex or military extraterrestrial industrial complex, the dark fleet of the secret space program, and the DARPA, all these robotics, all these electronics coming from those negative aliens hybrids, with exotic weapons, directed energy weapons. So that needs to come to a disclosure, right? We're exposing the wrongdoings, and all the classified information needs to be declassified about ETs, about our family, right? Even from Telos, from the inner earth, from Agartha, okay? And all these stargates and portals. I mean, they used to have the technology looking glass that would see the future. You have these abilities in your DNA, so you have to activate the full strand of DNA. Of course, those who are Christos, right? I mean, so many also beautiful souls were born in those crazy, cabal families, those Leviathan races, right? Or they were born in horrible conditions. So it's like we need to help as many people as possible, those who are on a Christos mission, right, and resurrecting our Christos DNA, right, and that's why the relationship with your inner Christ is the key, is the most important, right? Soul connection, consciousness expansion, that's where we're heading, to the next harmonic universe, number 2, so we can finally breathe and embrace our multi-dimensionality, and of course free energy technology, and Tesla towers and all these crystal generators. So time to then dance and celebrate and just be, really just be. So I talk about the chakra clearing and cleansing purification, right, with the solfeggio tones, healing music. There was a project from Michael Tyrrell, okay, the whole tones, and working with colors, coloring mandalas, sacred geometry, the yantras, mantras, right, from the Rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains, the sacred geometry. We're resurrecting the true geomancy, the true architecture of the planet, of the planetary grid, okay, the Albion body, okay, this is again science, or there's a knowledge coming from Lisa Renee, energetic synthesis. That's her website. Of course I want to create communities with ETs in unity, and the cloister angelic divine human beings, or the order of Melchizedek, true Melchizedek under law of one. I mean, my lifestyle is pretty much like a yoga lifestyle, meditation, contemplation, doing the inner work. Because we're the column of light, right? We're the column of light shining bright, and that's why we are here. Seems like we're doing nothing. So for me, it's very important to balance the external, the physical work with the spiritual, etheric, energy work, and so on. So it is all about really balancing those energies, balancing this duality here, that's being actually polarized negatively. So very important to go into that 0 point balance, into your heart structure, right? And really reprogram your subconscious mind, decalcify the pineal gland, so your mind can synchronize with your heart, and that's then you enter those anti-particle chakras, your higher heart, your sacred heart, and then your sacred mind, and then that's how you can connect to the mind of God, the universal awareness, and that's you remember really your true divine essence, your multidimensionality, having direct connection to God, to source, being omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, Satchitananda, Samadhi, Nirvana. Okay, so it's time for all that. So. And that's the New Earth Project, the Ascension Protocol for the New Earth, right? This is my version. Only again, take what resonates with you. So the japa mantra meditation we didn't do today. Do I have my mala beads? I do, guys, 108 times. Whether you can chant the famous for me with the wild flame. I am a being of wild fire. I am the purity God desires. Actually, I did it this morning, and also I did New York is a city of wild fire. New York is the purity God desires. Everything that is happening now in New York, right? Those crazy mandates from those Illuminati. I mean, with their inverted, consciousness, perverted consciousness, the Leviathan race. Okay, because New York with the Statue of Liberty and the Statue of Prosperity, right? I mean, that's how America is famous for. So we have to resurrect the teachings of the Ascended Masters, the teachings of the Great White Brotherhood, and just bring peace to the earth, right? And here in the United States and the New York, and just bring the country back to God, back to source. Divine law, the law of one. So yes, study the universal laws, right? You want justice, be the justice, or educate yourself here. The light shall set you free, from Dr. Norma Milanovic, and of course Lisa Renee, her 13 principles of natural laws. You can find it also on my website yanakalai.com under the page about. And if you go to her energetic synthesis or Ascension glossary, yeah, so you can find that as well and really study that. It's this energy work. Those who are ready to embrace all that, embrace their Christos mission, and learning how to navigate through all these dimensions, and learning how to master your energies. That's why I talk about also the negative ego transformation, transmutation, right? That shadow self with the pain body and with all this trauma that everybody incurred, and we all been programmed in mind control. We've all been dumbed down, and all these chemicals and GMO, right? In water, in soil, in our food. So it's like we're on the same boat, so let's get together and help each other, right? Here I have to move because we're not on the same page, and that's why I'm just kind of making those videos, doing the transmutational work, and for people who really are ready to do the work, because it's not easy and there's lots of challenges, and people are going through all kinds of painful situations. But once you have the tools, it's all about practicing. Practice. It's like practice makes it perfect in a way, right? And that's the mindfulness and just walking those energies of 5D new earth, right? Because we are entering the new golden age in Aquarius, and here is Saint Germain, he is the leader, right? So of the new golden age. So things are transpiring, things are happening. We have to build the momentum. We have to keep doing the inner work, connecting to that inner Christ. So this is our duty, our responsibility, right? So the PTSD Time to Heal, that's a wonderful book, very little tiny book from Kathy O'Brien, and very important with pen and paper or pencil, right? And paper. You guys start writing things down. I mean, I've been journaling. I mean, I have all these notes. I don't know how many notebooks I used for all my notes and for healing and putting things down and what happened to me, journaling and writing down my dreams, or even your trauma, what happened to you, because that's how you release it as well, from those cells, the memory cells, and it is based on science. Her partner was a neuroscientist, and he was an insider. His name was Mark Phillips. Okay, so Kathy O'Brien, PTSD Time to Heal. So I'm recommending that as well. And I think I went through all the points of my Ascension protocol for the new Earth. Okay, so yeah, let's go over some of the notes here. That's the New Earth jurisdiction, right? The Galactic Codex implementation. You can download that, find it on my website, yanakalai.com, as we are going back to the original constitution of 1776, right? Remember that we're created equal by the Creator, endowed with certain inalienable rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And again, I talk about the equality in Christ, right? So that's very important to educate yourself. Again, the religion, right? There are dogmas in religion, dogmas in science. So here it doesn't matter, okay, what I'm actually talking about. It doesn't matter whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jew, and Buddha, Buddhist, okay, because the angelic divine human beings were created with 12 strands of DNA and with the crystalline heart, and the Christos is actually titled that you are from that angelic lineage. You're the Magi Grail race, okay, or you're the Indigo, okay. So there was like the three densities of this planet. The highest one, the seventh dimension, was the Gaia, right? That's where the Azurites come from, Azurites, and the Oraphim, right? The Indigo races. Then of course all these invasions and all the other seedings because of the master rated races, the hybrids from the Phantom Matrix Wisa deck, right? They were stealing or killing those original divine human beings and stealing their DNA. So then they have this highly advanced technology, or they have the access to the stargates, so they can control the entire matrix. Okay, so that's why all these degradations happening because of all these wars, and this is not natural for the galactic divine angelic luminous beings to live like this, and paying room and all this electricity and gas. You need gas for your car. I mean, levitating cars. Where are the spaceship and spacecrafts? Right now the price is rising. You hardly can find food of buy food, right? If you want organic, oh my god, it just costs all this money. And we should have beautiful gardens and clean, clear, crystalline soil, and just like people in the inner earth, that's how they live in peace and harmony with nature and with all the races. But it's under God, the law of one. You have to understand the universal laws and the teachings from the Essenes. We have to resurrect, revive all that. Okay, because really the Swiss banking cartel, right, the masquerading under the US federal government, you have the Davos group, the black nobility mafia family, they're just wreaking havoc, been especially since Atlantis, the Luciferian covenant, right, in Vatican, all this pedophilia and all these child sex trafficking. So that needs to be arrested. And the London, right, the central banks and the black magic money, and just the cabal ruling, and just kind of dictating all the how the economy and the finances should be, right? So this is the serious problem here. Is somebody needs to do the inner work, right? And of course if their DNA has been pretty much scrambled, so they'll turn into space dust anyway. So you have to claim your poverty, your power. I'm sorry, your authority, your God sovereign free. We need to exit that poverty system, because really all this poverty, all this homelessness, and you social security number, and you get your paycheck and pay taxes. Well, what they were having fun on the dark side of the moon, looks like a Manhattan, and using spaceship and spacecraft and off-world colonies there, and trading humans and DNA and highly advanced technology, the weapons, exotic weapons. So that all needs to stop. That's why I've been kind of putting this together, so people are informed, right? And but also the law of action, we need to do something about it, because it's time to really understand the natural laws, because the cabal, the Illuminati, right, the negative faction of the military, the shadow government, they've been disrespecting, ignoring the natural laws for a very long time, doing horrible experimentations in those underground military bases or in bunkers, right? All this horrible hybridization, mixing humans with animals. I mean, and all these robotics there. I mean, there's just a total abomination. All these criminal activities, right? They're hiding it's behind the commerce, religion, science, medicine, technology, entertainment industry, academia, media, press, politics, all these on and off world military branches. So that all needs to be seen for what it is. All is coming to the light, right? So, and it's going to be shocking for lots of people, those who are still asleep, unawakened. So this has been going on for quite some time. So the Galactic Codex, please understand the law of divine grace, that we have the right for physical, spiritual abundance. We have the right for ascension, because the cabal, the negatives, are doing anything to, divert us from all that, and we have the right to connect with galactic or galactic star family. Okay, this is what I'm longing for. I'm just doing my best because I'm right now on that physical plane. Looks like I'm doing everything alone by myself, but that's okay. Somebody's gotta do it, right? We have the right for all information, including the ancient history, and we have the right to be free and to be sovereign. So the law of here, the law of dividing parties, the law of balance, and the law of intervention. Why the galactics are here. The galactics, they're obeying the Emerald Covenant, because here in those notes that I have from Ashayana, she's even talking about the Galactic Federation with the fallen ones, with the Anunnaki, and they pull out from that Emerald Covenant. Okay, and again, they wanted to create another even more powerful master race, right? Rated race with even more powerful DNA and so on. So it's just like never ending story. With all these wars and all these militaries going on. So we need peace here. Galactic Federation has the right to use peaceful means to educate the local population, give guidelines on how to perceive to live in accordance with the universal laws. So again, that's actually our duty, our responsibility to study all that, to understand the universal laws, to really remember who we are. We're energy. We're the Christos, we are divine. We're the spiritual beings having human experience here. So, and the Galactic Federation has the right to implement the Galactic Codex, in this time matrix, okay? So, because the Galactic Codex has been extremely violated, okay? So, the golden rule, right? The golden rule is that one should treat others as one would like others to treat oneself. And the law of cause and effect is, what goes around comes around. What we are putting out there, whatever quality of energy is generated from thought, emotion, or behavior, this combination sets into motion energetic vibrational frequency in time and space that must eventually return back to its causal source to complete its cycle. Nothing will escape this law, because at the end of the cycle, all is accounted for. That's why also all these tribulations and all these, craziness is happening on one side. Of course, on the other side, there's the reset of the cosmic cycle. But in order to really, just experience paradise and the new dimension, and our Christos self, our divine nature. I mean, this was been hidden for quite some time, right? It's coming to the surface. We have to acknowledge it, and we have those spiritual tools how to transmute it, and give it back to God, to source, and really forgive everyone and ourselves, and be the compassionate witness. Because the formula of compassion, I mean, that's how we really ascend. That's how we get to the next level, the higher dimension, the next octave. Okay, so we have the law of divine oneness, the law of unity, the law of structure, and the law of one, or the law of Ra. Okay, then the polarities have to be harmonized, the complexities are simplified, paradoxes have solution. Unity is infinite, and unity is formed with compassion. Unity binds all things, all is interconnected. Okay, so infinite creator abides in unity only, all is one, and you are all. So understand some of the precepts of the universal laws. Let me go back to those notes from last time, actually. Yeah, all these corrections needs to be happening, right? All this transformation, all this healing. We have to return to that Christic template 12D, 12 dimension. That's the 12 dimensional frequencies. We have the reset of the cosmic cycle. We're going back to the original divine blueprint. All that was out of harmony will be expelled from the original matrix and turn into space dust. And those units will return into consciousness and will merge with the original matrix with no memory of the fall. And so some of those DNA has been so distorted, right, from the Visa deck, and the fallen ones, the fallen angelics, with all these hybrid races, they return to source through implosion. And that's pretty much their destiny. The fallen Anu Elohim and the fallen Dracos, Draconians, the reptilians, they thought they're the masters of the universe, and they're playing the role like they're the gods, and you need to worship them through satanic rituals. I mean, agree to that, I mean, this just, it's all abomination. Okay, all these criminal activities needs to be exposed from A to Z. There's the Antichrist collective, all these races of the Phantom Matrix with Wisadek Matrix and their destiny's implosion. The to ascend, there's no possibility for them. Okay, they need to go back into pieces of space dust, basic consciousness. So the Metatronic code, the fallen finite miscreation with the Metatronic cube, the black cube. I mean, they have the beast technologies been here for thousands of years. Okay, and what is it? It's started with the implosion of the Stargate 12 from the Lyra system. Okay, that was the Armathena Stargate, and it turned into the Phantom Matrix with the Stargate 10, the Phantom Vega, and it's reverse mathematical coding, and it was sustained by the Eye of Brahma, and of course the then connecting to the Wisadek, it was sustained by the Eye of Metatron. So the sacred geometry has been so also convoluted, so distorted, so perverted, and so on. You need to first be right with yourself, with your Christos self, and then of course we can also resurrect the true imprints of that sacred geometry, of that Metatronic codes, Metatronic codings of that Christos fashion, of course, and the crystal cathedrals, the crystal technology here for prosperity, for advancement, for evolution, that comes from that pure energy. Okay, that comes from God, and so that's why now is the reset of the D12. That's the divine blueprint, Stargate 12, Armathena, Lyra, return to the Christic template as the evolution, because we are the eternal living light. So now we have the polarization wave that separates the Metatronic system and all the distortions. And that's why we talk about the bioregenesis or rehabilitation of our DNA. So we have the good ETs with their highly advanced technologies, like helping us, right, with the liberation, with the evolution, and implementing the Galactic Codex, and with all this information. We need the correct information. We need the truth, right? Because only the truth will set us free. And so, but you have to have the bioregenesis if you have more than 30% of your divine blueprint intact. If you still have more than 30% of the divine blueprint, you can go through bioregenesis. It means you can go back to God, to source, to your original divine essence. We're in a cosmic game. You see the chess game here going on. Really, now we'll see who is who and what this is all about, and really what kind of role then are you playing, right? Or what is your mission, pretty much? What is your purpose? We all came here with a specific assignment or mission to fulfill the divine plan on earth. We are going back to the Emerald Covenant. Okay, so, and here, never underestimate the power of the Dark Ones. Why? Because with their beast machine, highly advanced technology, 10 dimension, 11 dimension, I'll talk about it. So the 15-dimensional system, this time matrix was started 950 billion years ago, according to Ashayana and her book Voyages, right? It was with free will and under the law of one. And since Atlantis, we actually ended up in quarantine zone here, with this whole Wisadek and Phantom Matrix, and with the HARP and with the CERN, all this horrible technology that actually takes energy from us, takes energy from Mother Earth, right? Takes energy from the atmosphere, stratosphere, and just keeping us here in a prison, enslavement, this imprisonment, and no access to true history, galactic history. Because we were designed as all-knowing beings of light, of innocence, and of awareness, okay, with advanced gene codes. And the Anunnaki, the fallen ones, right, their goal is to destroy the angelic divine beings. That's their agenda, and to rule the matrix. So, and they need to go. Their time is over, okay? The time is up, because we are the angelic divine luminous beings, and that's why we need to resurrect our DNA so we can teleport, we can go through stargates, okay? And that's the universal Templar system with organic stargates, a system, Ascension system, right? It started 2,000 years ago with Yahshua 12, okay, 12 strands of DNA. And of course, it was all kind of halted. It was stopped because, again, invasions, all these invasions, and all the floods. where all the important records were destroyed. From that cosmic library, or the Nagamagi library there in Alexandria in Egypt, because of the also Egyptian invasion. Oh my goodness. So the higher frequencies are here. So that's why we're bringing all these distorted frequencies to the light, to be acknowledged, to be transformed, to be healed. So many people have spiritual wounds, so we need to acknowledge that, right? There's no time to be in ego and playing the ego games, especially of the negative faction, right? We all have our traumas, we all have our pain bodies, and that needs to be healed. So we have the 12 primary stargates here that controls this physical matrix, okay? And our Christos founder races, there was the Elohim, the Brahmarama, the Seraphim races, the High Council, there was the Yanas, Ascended Masters, the Azurai, the Guardian races, right? And even the family called the Jehovani family, also with the Metatron family. So there was like a family that was participating in the creation of those divine human races. But unfortunately, with all these experimentations, all these blown ups, all these galactic wars, the electric wars, and the 1,000-year wars, all these fragmentation happen, all these holes, black holes being ripped or being created in this galaxy. So the 12D Stargate actually that was fragmented, ripped apart, and went into reversals, and it created a black hole. Chaotic, fragmented code, unnatural mathematics. That's what we've been dealing with. As somebody who is like empath sensitive, understand this. Like, this is not normal to live like this, right? I mean, look, I'm here with you guys. I'm living this life. At the same time, I'm just like questioning and wondering. This like, who is similar like me, who really doesn't agree with this kind of lifestyle and how people are behaving. And that's why I hardly participate in those external activities, and I keep my life simple. I rather meditate. I rather invoke the violet flame. I rather just kind of imagine the entire planet in that violet flame of transformation, transmutation, of healing, so we can have peace, right? Building the momentum. Yeah, because the phantom matrix, it draws energy from the matrix it fell from, and it needs AI technology. And of course, it needs Christos humans. They need our DNA. That's why all this hybridization and all these raping and pillaging and stealing. Because we're the source. We're the energy. We're the super quantum technology, right? That's our body with that resurrecting DNA. So it's time to get out of that phantom matrix with the Metatronic reversals and going into the divine matrix with base 12 mathematics, with the original tree of life, with the Christed spark in our hearts, with that sacred geometry or geomancy, with that secret math, with sonic geomancy, the original order of mathematics. So those again who understand geometries, make sure it's running the right math, the Christos geometry, the Christos blueprints. So we had the Gaia density 3, that was the 7th dimension, right? That's the original angelic human race. That was the Oraphim with 2448 strands of DNA. And then, of course, the Orion, the Gaia wars going on 570 million years ago. Again, we had to have another seeding that was density 2, Tara, Indigo races, 5th dimension, the Indigo Magi Grail line to protect the angelic human races. So that's why we are here, right? The Indigos, the Magi Grail races, just to protect the angelic divine human beings and help them with the bioregenesis, help them with reprogramming. And we need to heal our template. We are going back to God, to source, right? We are here to preserve the God codes and the truth, because only the truth will set you free. So the Christos races, there was the Yanas, Ascended Masters. They opened the God world gates, put the regular mathematics back here as it was originally. So this is all happening, guys, on those cosmic plane of existence, cosmic level, universal level, galactic level, stellar, right? I mean, we're going, interstellar now. We're going galactic. We're going quantum, okay? This is all happening. And through that 0 point, the divine neutrality, right? That's why the inner Christos doing the inner work, the bioregenesis, from inside out. Very important. So what else do we have? The Atlantis is rising, yeah. And there's the Stargate 5, a fifth dimension. It connects to Torah density 2, and that was the Indigo races, okay, the Hall of Amenti. So the was it the fifth dimension? I mean, that's the soul matrix. That's where we're heading again. That's the fourth chakra, fourth dimension, fifth chakra, five dimension, sixth chakra, right? And that's the sixth dimension, and of course the seventh. Do I have the chakra system here? The seven particle chakra, right here, the crown chakra, the violet flame, like invocation, right? How we heal our chakra column, we heal our light body. I talk about the Merkaba, right? Very important to resurrect that spiritual body, right? That vehicle, okay? The consciousness travels through, right? Through the column of light. That's who we truly are, okay? So, and that's how we free ourselves from that matrix. And of course, those are particle chakras, but then we have anti-particle chakras, right? Whether it's the 15 chakras, right? Because that's the 15 dimensional time matrix. Again, information from Lisa Renee, okay? So, this from my notes. So yeah, so we are going to that next octave, right? The density 2, Tara. Okay, and yeah, just that's why time to do the inner work, because we are leaving this fallen angelic realm here. Those fallen angelic races, they created billions or millions of hybrid races with AI genetic engineering. Yeah. And we have the draconians and the reptilians, the Anu Elohim, and their perpetual warring strategies. That's why even the stories in Bible is actually about them, about the fallen Anunnaki, about the fallen Elohim, about the negative ones. It has nothing to do with true angelic, divine human beings history. Nothing. And right, they're warring, and the all these Wisadek races, from the Wisadek, with their anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-human agendas. They all need to go. Actually, these guys, they created the Illuminati races. They created the Leviathans. So what we see there in political arena or military, education, religion, entertainment industry, some of those guys, they're actually they were designed like that, without the Christos spark, and their souls from the fallen matrix, phantom matrix, with distorted consciousness. So what can you do? They, unfortunately, that's even their bad destiny. And then of course the black magic, the witchcrafting, and the sodomy, and just like the all these horrible satanic rituals, right? The adrenochrome, oh my goodness. And right, they consider themselves gods and so on, but those are the Luciferian Anunnaki. Yeah, with their organized religions, they're false gods, and they need the sacrifice because they need our energies. That's why they are doing this, all these horrible satanic rituals, the dark sex culture, the black magic money system. They're vampires. They're sucking energy from us. So protect your aura, your energy field, especially your sexual energies. Right, the relationships. That's why, for me, not in a relationship, people don't know how to channel their aura energy field, right? There's so much distortion in their chakra columns. They have all this pain body, right? All these hexes and these holographic imprints or chips, the nanotechnology of the negative faction. I mean, that all needs to be healed, transformed, colloidal silver, activated charcoal, zeolite, shilajit is perfect for, is antioxidant with all these minerals, guys, lots of supplements. I mean, I'm taking Celtic sea salt and so on. Like the true salt is very important because they even mess up our salt. Quinine bark. I mean, guys, everything is available here from nature. she's the mother Gaia, resurrecting of the divine mother, the divine feminine goddess Gaia, holy mother, the Sophia, the mother of wisdom. It's all here. Everything is coming online. We just have to tune to those energies and release everything that needs to go. Because these guys, the Luciferians, the Anunnaki, the Draconians, and all the Knights of Malta or the Knights of Gnosis, they really, I don't know where they're going. If they need bioregenesis and going back to the Emerald Covenant, that's it. Because it's time. The Grail line races, there was the 12 tribes of angelic human race with 12 strands of DNA, vector codes, DNA template, 12 units. What else do we have here? It started in Atlantis, this Luciferian covenant, right? And they got involved with the Metatronic coding from the Wisadek. And there was the Anunnaki Legion to create Antichrist king lines and to create a master race. The Adam Kadmon body in reverse. Even Enoch and Thoth, supposedly they betrayed the original covenant, the Emerald Covenant, and they fell from grace. Lord have mercy here. So that's why we have the guardians, the angelic human beings, the indigo races, right? In our DNA, we have the key codes to open the stargates and to travel multidimensionally. Okay, those Illuminati, the Cabal, they are doing it artificially with their artificial technology, with the beast machine, with the sex misery machine, and so on. So they need humans, they need our DNA. This is why they are doing all this horrible hybridization in reverse, because they are vampires. They are finite, right? Their body, I talk about their body, it's electrostatic. You gotta have electrodynamic bodies, know how to channel energies, right? The secret connections to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to God, to Source, to what is extremely important. So we had the Exodus in Bible, right? It's actually by Hyksos. Those are actually Anunnaki, right? And the Hyksos, they were had nothing to do with the true Hebrew people. Nothing to do with the true Hebrew people, and they were invading the Sumeria, right? The ancient Egypt, the India. Even there was a skirmish there as well. It's recorded in Mahabharata. The Mayan invasion, and so we've been stuck here like in a prison camp since Atlantis. Okay. And so there is not much really truth in that book, so-called Bible. Even Moses or Abraham, they were all Hyksos. They were an Anunnaki anti-Christos race line, but with very powerful DNA. Well, the super race, call themselves super race. So it's nothing to do with really Adolf H, right? World War II and wanting to create super race. This has been going on since Atlantis for millennia, thousands of years. And all this invasion of the Roman and Greek invasion, right, by the Draconians and the reptilian races and the Knights of Malta, playing the game, the role like they're Olympian gods created by the Anunnaki Hyksos. And all the flood and destroyed all the records from our true history. Can you imagine? So the Christ spirit, let me just mention that because we already running an hour. The Christ spirit, you have the 12, the avatar Yahshua. He came from the Salmon line, the house of David, and he did ascend it. He was from the Essenes, from the Melchizedek lineage, the cloister angelic human race, okay? And so the real Yahshua's teachings was about the ascension and going back to the Emerald Covenant, the law of one. And he taught with the group of Magi, and the teachings were actually recorded in Sanskrit, in Hebrew, in the Egyptian languages, in Chinese, and even the Chinese dialects. Okay, his teachings was about the Atlantis, the ancient history, and the stellar activation cycle that was happening at that time, 2,000 years ago. And so he was born 12 BC and ascended through the Ark of Covenant, Giza, Egypt, right, in 27 AD, and he was not crucified. Then we have Yahshua, number 2, dimension 9, D9. He was with the Anu Elohim. His mother was Mary and father Joseph. And they were born in the Melchizedek priesthood. And the first, the agenda, the mission was bring back to the Christos pattern and go back to the original divine design blueprint, right? Going back through the original planetary grid coding. But again, miscreation happened, agenda happened, right? Again, they fell out of grace, looks like, but he still ascended and he was not crucified. So there was this guy, Jesus number 3, or Yeshua, or Christos, right? And this guy, let me see, what was his name? Do I have it recorded here? I'm sorry, I don't see his name right now. Oh yeah, it's right here. And let me see it, like an interest. Arahabi. Some kind of Arahabi who looked like Joshua, and he was crucified. He let himself to be tortured because the fallen Anunnaki promised him immortal life. Okay, so again, I don't know. Again, there's so complex. Everything's convoluted. It's such a, what is true, what is not true. Is a multidimensional history. I mean, Ashayana has the recordings from those CD plates, okay, from those from the Earth history. And so you can study her material, but unbelievable what the Hyksos, the hybrid super race, what they did, and with the Bible stories. I mean, it's all perverted, distorted. There is really not much true there anymore, because it's a history of them, about the negative aliens. Okay, it has nothing to do with the really true history of the original angelic, divine, human, luminous beings. Nothing. So we need to attempt to bring the races into wholeness, oneness, right? That's what Yahshua, the 12D, he was with the 12 strands of DNA. It was his mission for the stellar activation, the cycle, new golden age, Atlantis rising, and resurrection of the Lemuria, the Lemurian heart. It's time to bring the inner Christos teachings back online, okay? The real Christian stories, and of course the real King Arthur legend. So we have to resurrect all that, and of course the teachings of Mary Magdalene. She was intended to be a wife of Yahshua, the 12, dimension 12 strands of DNA. Actually, his name is Sananda. His soul name is Sananda, and they are twin flames. But unfortunately, she had to marry Yahshua, a D9 gene codes, and she got the Metatronic coding. So that's why Yahshua is here. D12, Yahshua, D9, they're both here. And with the Galactic Federation, and even with the Anunnaki, time to exit the prison planet, this nonsense matrix, this false matrix, all these inverted, codes based in mathematics, right? So they're helping us, and it is what it is. So that's the end of my notes, my teachings, my beloveds. Many blessings and namaste. I wish you all the best. We are entering the new golden age, and in a couple of days, we're entering the year of 2022. May it be successful, prosperous, abundant, full of joy, peace, and happiness. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.